In a small town shadowed by division, a 12-year-old black girl named Lila wanders the streets of Crestwood, Ohio, picking up discarded cans to scrape by. One chilly evening, on the last bus home, she meets a sharply dressed white man, weary and stranded after a mugging. No one steps up to help, not even the driver. Lila digs into her pocket and uses her last few dollars to cover their fares. Little does she know, this man is a powerful CEO, and her quiet kindness will spark a change that reshapes their lives forever. Before we dive into this story, let us know where you're listening from. We'd love to hear your thoughts. The scent of kettle corn and fresh pretzels floats through the crisp air of Crestwood, a modest town tucked along the Rust Belt, where tidy lawns hide unspoken divides. Colorful banners snap above vendor stalls as families amble down Main Street, laughing, snacking, spending cash like it's endless. The annual Harvest Fest has rolled in, turning this quiet corner of Ohio into a lively swirl of music, hay rides, and glowing jack-o'-lanterns. But beneath the warm glow, there's a chill, whispers, quick glances, that invisible line between who fits in and who doesn't. Layla catches their eyes the moment she steps onto the sidewalk, tugging a worn canvas sack almost as big as she is. A skinny 12-year-old with tight braids, dressed in a faded hoodie and jeans patched at the knees, her sneakers worn thin. She keeps her head low, eyes sharp, dodging stares. The sack clinks faintly. Soda cans, water bottles, scraps of other people's fun. Folks shift as she passes. A woman in a quilted jacket pulls her kid closer. A pack of high school boys in Letterman jackets snicker. "Look, Southside's trash collector," one mutters, loud enough to sting. Southside's the neighborhood across the tracks, where most black families live, and in Crestwood, even a kid feels the weight of that divide. Lila doesn't blink. She's heard it all before. The murmurs, the sneers, the barely hidden disdain. She's not here for friends. She's here for the cans, the bottles, the tossed-out junk that means a few bucks at the recycling center. The festival hums around her, bright and loud. Kids dart past with caramel apples, couples snap photos by the pumpkin display. Vendors hawk cider and corn dogs, but wherever Lila goes, people step aside, not out of kindness, but unease, judgment, distance. Even other black folks at the fest keep clear, heads down, wary of being tied to her kind, the girl with the sack, the kid from Southside, the nobody with nothing. As dusk settles over Crestwood's brick storefronts, the festival winds down. Booths shudder. Music fades. Crowds thin. Lila wipes her brow, eyeing her nearly full sack. A decent haul, maybe enough for a loaf of bread and some peanut butter. She cuts through a side street, hurrying to the rusted bus stop at the town's edge. Streetlights buzz on, casting a dim glow over the chipped bench, the faded route map, the sign reading Southside, last stop. A handful of people wait, shoppers with bags, tired workers, but they all share the same silent rule: ignore the black girl with the sack. Let her fade into the dusk. Lila's fine with that. Shadows are safer than stares. But tonight, she's not the only one on the outside. Slumped at the bench's far end is a man, late 50s, white, in a wrinkled dress shirt that used to be crisp, his slacks smudged, loafers scuffed. His silver hair sticks to his sweaty forehead. He looks like he's been walking for hours, maybe days. His eyes, tired, lost, dart around, unsure, unsteady. The bus squeals around the corner, headlights sweeping the cracked pavement. The driver, a gruff man with a stained cap, barely glances up. "You getting on or what?" He snaps at the man, his tone sharp with impatience. The man hesitates, hand brushing an empty pocket, jaw tight. Everyone else looks away. No one helps. No one ever does. For the first time in a long while, Lila isn't invisible. She sees it, the defeat, the quiet shame in the man's face. She reaches into her pocket, pulls out a few crumpled bills, worn and soft as tissue. "I'll pay for him," she says, voice soft but firm. The driver squints, sizing her up, then scoffs. "Figures. You types always stick together," he mutters, his laugh mean and jagged. Lila's face burns, but she doesn't waver. Her hand steadies as she hands over the cash, and with that, two outsiders, one young, one grown, board the bus under the weight of a town's silent scorn. But fate's just getting started. The old bus groans down the potholed road, its engine rattling like a tired beast. Inside, it smells of worn leather, stale smoke, and sour sweat baked into the seats. Flickering lights cast a sickly glow over cracked vinyl and stained floors. Lila shuffles to the back, her sack dragging, clinking softly. The man follows, steps slow, shoulders hunched, like he's lost in a haze. The driver watches them in the rear view, his smirk sharp, dripping with contempt. He says nothing, but his look screams it. You don't belong. The bus lurches forward, tossing Lila slightly. Other passengers avoid them. A woman up front grips her purse tighter. A guy in a flannel cap fakes sleep, sneaking glances. Stay quiet. Stay invisible. Lila presses against the window, the cold glass steadying her. Outside, Crestwood blurs by. Neon diner signs, closed shops, sagging porches under tangled Christmas lights left up too long. Her reflection stares back. Dark eyes, smudged cheek, braids fraying at the ends. 12 years old, and she knows this world too well. The man sits across the aisle, eyes on the floor, hands restless. His shirt stained, but the cut's expensive. His watch, scratched but heavy, glints faintly. He's not from this life, not usually. But tonight, he's as lost as she is. The bus rattles on, brakes whining at every corner. Lila counts the stops, fingers tight on her sack. Passengers trickle off, new ones climb on, but no one sits near them. Finally, she turns, curiosity winning. "You didn't have money?" she says, not asking, just stating. The man looks up, startled, his blue eyes meeting hers. There's exhaustion there, maybe shame, but not the cold dismissal she expects. "No," he says, voice rough, unused. "Not anymore." Lila tilts her head, studying him. "You look like you did," she says, blunt, eyeing his watch, his shoes. "Somebody rob you?" He gives a dry chuckle, rubbing his face. "Something like that. Got careless." Lila nods, a flicker of understanding in her eyes. Happens. Silence falls again, the bus's hum filling the gap. The man leans back, eyes on the ceiling, mind churning. His gaze drifts to Lila, the wiry frame curled around her sack, the sharp eyes, the quiet defiance in every inch of her. 12, but moving like someone older, always watching, always ready. He shifts, voice low. "Why'd you pay for me?" Lila's eyes lock on his, steady. She shrugs. "Ain't nobody else gonna do it. Figured you know how that feels." The man exhales, eyes dropping. "Yeah, I do." The bus jerks to another stop. Southside looms closer. Cracked sidewalks, boarded windows, chain-link fences sagging under weeds. "You from Southside?" he asks, though he knows. Lila nods. "Born there, probably die there too." Her voice is flat, matter-of-fact, but it hits him like a stone. "You don't sound sure," he says, watching her. She pauses, eyes narrowing. "Ain't sure of nothing, except folks don't want me around. But they sure leave plenty of trash for me to clean up." The man's mouth twitches, almost a smile. They don't speak again, but her words linger, louder than the engine's drone. The bus screeches to its final stop, brakes groaning. Southside stretches dark and quiet, streetlights flickering, air thick with damp and faint smoke. Lila's up fast, sack in tow, sneakers soft on the aisle. The driver barks at the man. "End of the line, pal! Move it!" The tone stings, same as it did with Lila. The man steps off, doors hissing shut. Outside, Lila's already drifting down the sidewalk, sack bouncing. He watches her, small but fearless, against the heavy shadows. Something twists in his chest, mugging, shame, this place. It's not abstract anymore. It's real. He turns the other way, walking through Southside's decay, crumbling apartments, empty lots, graffiti fading into dusk. Slowly, the streets shift. Sidewalks smooth out. Storefronts glow. Downtown Crestwood rises. Glass buildings, late-night cafes, sleek cars. His office tower looms, pristine, cold. The doorman's eyes widen, but he says nothing. The elevator hums to the top floor. His corner office is untouched. Polished desk, leather chairs, city skyline framed like a trophy. But tonight, it's hollow. He sinks into a chair, staring at the glittering lights. It's not the stolen wallet or the driver's sneer that cuts. It's how they all looked through him, same as they did her. Lila's face sticks with him. Guarded eyes, stubborn jaw, those crumpled bills handed over like it was nothing. A 12-year-old with less than nothing, stepping up when no one else would. He closes his eyes, her voice echoing, "Ain't nobody else gonna do it." The city hums below, but for the first time, its shine feels like a trap. He wonders what it takes to break free. Morning in Southside smells of damp asphalt and burnt coffee. Lila hauls her sack, heavier today, sneakers scuffing the cracked sidewalk. A shiny black SUV rolls up slow, out of place. She tenses, turning as footsteps follow. The man stands there, clean suit, polished shoes, but his eyes carry the same raw edge from that night. Lila grips her sack. "What you doing here?" Her voice is sharp, ready to bolt. He steps closer, hands open. "I needed to see you again, and I've got a question." Lila's jaw tightens. "I ain't got nothing worth asking." His eyes hold hers, steady. "You've got more than most people I know." She scoffs, chin up. "What, 'cause I bailed you out? Don't owe me nothing. I ain't dumb." He exhales, stepping closer. "You're not. That's why I'm being real. I don't just owe you. I respect you. And I want to help." Lila's laugh is sharp, cutting. "Help? Ain't nobody helping black girls from Southside unless they want something. Nobody's that good." His face flickers, her words landing hard. "I don't want anything," he says, voice cracking. "But I owe it to you to try better." Lila crosses her arms, eyes cold. "You don't get it. There's no better for me. My grandma told me don't trust nobody's promises, 'cause this world don't care about girls like me. And folks like you?" She nods at his suit, his clean hands. "You don't see us till you're stuck with us." Her words hang heavy, slicing through the morning fog. His throat catches, shame creeping in. She's right. He's looked away his whole life. Then, without thinking, he steps forward and pulls her into a hug. Lila freezes, fists balled, but he holds gentle, firm. "I'm sorry," he whispers, voice rough. "For this world, for every time I didn't see." Lila's fists press against him, fighting, but something cracks. Her shoulders shake, just once. His voice drops. "You shouldn't have to carry this. Not at 12. Not ever. I can't fix it all, but I can start with you." They stand frozen, the street humming, cars passing, a dog barking. Lila pulls back, eyes wet but fierce. "You really think one person can fix this?" Her voice wavers. He smiles, tired but real. "No, but maybe they can fix themselves." She stares, walls trembling, but that stubborn spark holds. "You talk pretty," she mutters, "but I ain't dumb." He nods. "Good. I'm counting on it." The Crestwood Civic Center glows under warm lights, chandeliers casting a soft sheen over polished floors. Tables drape in white linen, centerpieces blooming with autumn hues. Waiters glide through the crowd, trays of sparkling glasses clinking. The gala hums with chatter, but tonight the air feels different, less smug, more open. The man, Thomas Reed, stands at the podium, suit sharp, gray hair neat, but his eyes carry a new weight. The crowd quiets, cameras flash. His gaze finds the long table up front, where dozens of kids sit, brown skin, bright eyes, new clothes fitting right. Survivors of streets that chew up dreams. At the center is Lila, 13 now. Her braids are fresh, her green dress simple but sharp. The defiance is still there, in her straight spine, her steady gaze, but it's softer, layered with trust, with possibility. She meets Thomas's eyes, chin up, daring him to mean it. He leans into the mic, voice firm but raw. "I thought I knew what winning looked like. Money, power, the top floor. But none of it means a thing if you're blind to what's right in front of you." The room stills. I was that guy, he says, quieter. Looked past the kids like these every day. Told myself it wasn't my problem, until a 12-year-old with a sack of cans showed me what courage really is. She helped me when I was nothing, and she didn't look away. Murmurs ripple. Some know the story, CEO mugged, humbled by a kid, but not like this. Thomas's eyes find Lila again. We think we save kids, but maybe they save us from our own apathy. His voice tightens. This foundation, New Horizons, isn't just a check. It's a vow to see kids like Lila, like all of them, and never look away again. The crowd shifts, eyes turning to Lila's table. She doesn't flinch, her gaze locked on Thomas, a silent challenge. Prove it. He smiles, faint, proud. Applause rises, warm, real. Later, after speeches and photos, Thomas finds Lila on the balcony, city lights stretching below. You didn't bolt, he says, hands in pockets. She smirks, tilting a new sneaker. Hard to run in these, plus I had pie to finish. He laughs, then softens. This doesn't fix it all. You were right. The world's still the world. Lila's eyes ease, understanding flickering. Yeah, but it's something. They stand quiet, the city humming, the gala fading behind them. For the first time it feels possible, earned. And as the night unfolds, as hope sparks in tired eyes, Thomas Reed knows angels don't always fly. Sometimes they carry old sacks and see you when no one else does. Join us to share stories that matter. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell to start your day with lessons that stick.